Hello and welcome to African Nanesi. A new year is upon us, and guess what? Exactly 220 years ago today, on 1st of January 1801, the Single Act of Union 1801 was promulgated, uniting Ireland and Britain, hence forming the indelible name the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. This was a historic moment for this side of the world, but one thing very often sidelined or overlooked was the sophisticated black or African woman who was or who became the Queen of the United Kingdom and Ireland on this date. Thus, as we start a new dawn for the new year 2021, it's a happy new year. And it's only befitting for us to pay homage or tribute to the then Queen Sophia Charlotte, who was the Princess of Mecklenburg-Strelitz or Strelitz. This sophisticated black or African Queen Sophia Charlotte of Great Britain and Ireland was born on the 19th of May 1744. And just like many Africans in the diaspora today, she was from the House of Mecklenburg in modern-day northern Germany. But her skin tone could never be adulterated. But as Grandmama and Grandpapa have always maintained, she was a beautiful black or African woman, irregardless of all the insults or condescensions some media platforms are renowned for executing. Queen Sophia Charlotte was married to King George III of the United Kingdom and Ireland, and it is said she was blessed with the gift of fertility, where she bore 15 children, of which 2 of her children did not grow up to adulthood. Wow, what an incredible or what a remarkable woman. Her gift of fertility was indubitably passed down through generations to Queen Victoria, who had 9 children. Who would have thought the blood of a sophisticated black or African woman runs through the veins of the Windsors today? The Windsors' original Germanic surname was actually Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. Great respect to the Duke of Cambridge, Prince William of Windsor, for also paying homage to the sophisticated black or African Queen Sophia Charlotte for naming his daughter Princess Charlotte of Cambridge, who was born on the 2nd May 2015. The sophisticated black or African Queen Sophia Charlotte is Queen Elizabeth II's great-great-great-grandmother. Queen Sophia Charlotte was a truly sophisticated black or African woman who was confident and in true German style with precision was never bashful. It is said when she was the Princess of Mecklenburg-Strelitz, she wrote a letter to King George III, letting him know what she wanted from him. In today's world, we would or could say she slid in King George III's DMs, where the DMs in modern day is the slang for sending someone a direct message on their Instagram or Twitter page, often with romantic intentions, hoping the recipient would respond with or react with a thumbs up. Princess Sophia Charlotte was 17 years old and King George III at the time is said to have been 22 years. And voila, King George III was not going to let the black or African beauty slide through his fingers. It appears that tradition of love comes later was the best way for courtship or marriage, as it's still practiced today in many arranged marriages. King George III was triggered by the beautiful Princess Sophia Charlotte, who was not about to drag his feet. In July 1761, King George III is said to have dispatched an entourage to ask Princess Sophia Charlotte's hand in marriage. A month later, apparently on the 14th of August 1761, the entourage arrived in Discredit, Germany. Time was of the essence, and upon the entourage's arrival, the Duke of Mecklenburg, Strelitz, Adolphus Frederick IV, who was Princess Charlotte's brother, accepted the diary, where the marriage contract was immediately signed by the Duke of Mecklenburg and the Earl Harcourt, which was King George III's representative. On the 17th of August 1761, just 3 days later, or 3 days afterwards, Princess Sophia Charlotte was being whisked off to England. This must have been exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time for the young black or African princess. Not to worry, her brother, the Duke of Mecklenburg, did accompany her on the trip. On the 17th of August 1761, they set off from Strelitz, and on the 22nd of August, they reached Cuxhaven. They arrived in Harwich on the 17th of September 1761. King George III was extremely anxious because the trip from Cuxhaven to Harwich was precipitous. It was said they encountered 3 storms at sea, which must have been unsettling. Meanwhile, upon arriving in Harwich, they spent the night in a town called Witham in Essex, in Lord Abercombe's residence. And finally, on the 8th of September at 3:30 p.m, they safely arrived at St. James's Palace in London, where the would-be weds laid eyes on each other for the first time. King George III was itching terribly with excitement and exhilaration the moment he laid eyes on the black or African princess Sophia Charlotte, pretty much just as Prince Harry did when he first laid eyes on Meghan Markle. King George III could not contain his exhilaration. He did not allow Princess Sophia Charlotte to catch her breath from her arduous journey. On the same day or date, in the evening of 8th September 1761, it is said within 6 hours of arrival, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Thomas Secker, wed the two at the Chapel Royal at St. James's Palace. The sophisticated black or African Queen Sophia Charlotte of Great Britain and Ireland reigned from 8 September 1761 until her death on 17 November 1881. Her Majesty Queen Sophia Charlotte was a botanist, and we enjoy her legacy today, which is Kew Gardens in Richmond, Surrey, which is worth visiting whenever you are in England. Her last years were spent at the Kew Palace in Kew, Richmond. Her mother was Princess Elizabeth Albertine of Saxe-Hildburghausen, and her father was the Duke Charles Louis Frederick of Mecklenburg. I'd like us to end our tribute to Queen Charlotte with a poem written by grandmama or mama Africa, her name is Angelo. The caged bird. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends and dips her wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down her narrow cage can seldom see through her bars of rage. Her wings are clipped and her feet are tied. So she opens her throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful thrill of things unknown but longed for still, and her tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the silent trees, and the fat worms waiting on the dawn bright lawn. And she names the sky her own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. Her shadow shouts on the nightmare scream. Her wings are clipped and her feet are tied. So she opens her throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but long for still, and her tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. To Queen Sophia Charlotte, wherever you may be, some of us are not dismissive of knowledge passed on or passed down to us by our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, or even our ancestors. We are fully cognizant that you were once the beautiful black woman or African woman who reigned in the United Kingdom next to your husband, King George III. Thank you all for listening, and a very happy new year. May all your wishes come true for this year, and wish you all the best. Bye-bye.